Right. Just to refresh everybody's memory from last week.
Welcome back.
We flew here because Sommy said we should. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And when we got here, we discovered the battery was flat on the plane.
Yep.
And we couldn't take off because we couldn't start the engines. And all the time, Sommy then disappeared and said, I have to go now, bye. But since then, me and Pups have fixed the save, haven't we, Pups?
We have.
Because what we did was, well, I changed the plane a little bit, although I've still got a battery problem. And you built this contraption that you're driving over here now, which is basically an external APU. That's what it is. It's like a truck that can charge the battery up and also transfer fuel via a winch.
Yep.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
So we have this, which is pump the battery back up. And you'll see that go up now, 0.9856. And then you connect it to a little battery port that I stuck under here. So you can put an external APU on the plane now. Wait, Newty, did I, oh my god, Newty, did I press the wrong button, mate? Listen, Newty, if I said I'm playing Factorio in a tweet, I made a mistake. Looks like today's the day when I forget to do things. Admittedly, 10 minutes before the stream was going live. Oh, wait. Honestly, oh, I see how it happened. I changed the tweets on the Riggs racing deck, on the Riggs stream deck, not on this stream deck. So that's my bad. I see what happened though. So I put out a tweet saying I'm playing Factorio and I'm actually it Stormworks. Whoops. Oh, I'm 27, thank you for 46 months. Adam Naran, thank you for 17. Brian, 45, thank you, mate. Well, it wouldn't be the first time something untrue was posted on the internet. Mr. Leonard, 75 months. Happy Merry New Late Easter. Better late than never, the number's getting higher. Thank you for 75 months. Zoguku. Thanks for 8. Harpoon with 3. DW with 5. Dan Hall, welcome back. Try and get caught up there. Yeah, so this is the mobile APU thing. And that will pump the battery up.
Happy anniversary.
Battery's going up now, Pops, I think.
Nutter.
Yep.
It's even got a heater on, isn't it?
Yep.
It's just a shame it's gone to night time. We can't see a flipping thing. Is somebody here?
Welcome back, Nutter.
He joined the game, but
Oh, he's around. Look, he's moving around. Now that we've fixed everything, he's turned up.
yeah.
Is that him back, guys? Do you think you will be on Road America? I don't know. See, like, iRacing was down for maintenance all afternoon. And if I remember, earlier in the week I tried the M8 around Road America and didn't like it. So I've got a couple of options. I can either drive the GT3 around Suzuka, or I can try something like the Ford around Road America. But I wasn't happy with the way the M8 was driving. It was probably the setup, but... like, Road America's really difficult not to get 1Xs. Like, really difficult. I love the track, but it is brutal for 1Xs. The plane is still here from last time that you got stranded in the snowstorm. So, what I've done, Scott... if you remember, we got here last time, we filled it up with diesel. Because we was going to fly a load of diesel back. And the battery was completely flat. So what I've done, or what me and Pups have done, is I've took the plane back to the workshop. What we did was we emptied the fuel, put it back in the tank over there. I took the plane back to the workshop. I've made some additions. So a few of those additions are here. I'll put some battery stuff on the back. Made some more breakers and stuff. I've also put a cargo hatch in the plane, as you can see. So there's a little cargo hatch back here now. with a working ramp so we can transport goods. And then me and Pups flew the plane back at 2 a.m. this morning. I'm not joking. We started fixing it about 11 o'clock last night, and at 2 a.m. I went to bed after we spent all that time fixing the save. I also modified the entire back end of this plane, as you may be able to tell. I had to tweak it for the ramp. I also tweaked the front as well, and it's lost its boxy look now. It's kind of looking a lot more rounded. This nose is a bit longer, different shape. And then, yeah, we flew it back here at 2 a.m. and then pumped all the fuel back into this thing so I could stream this. Dedication, boys, that's what that is. Dedication. 2 a.m. fixing a broken save game. Yeah, it's a cargo plane. It's a freight plane, I guess, because you've basically got a 22,000 litre tank right here in the middle of the wings, and then you've got cargo at the back here, which I'll probably put a winch in the back so that we can lock stuff down in here. I want to be able to get, like, drag things up there with a winch in case you've got something heavy you need to pull it in the back. I want to put it back in the workshop and put an altitude hold on this thing. That's the one thing it really needs. Also, I've discovered a bug that I need to fix. I must have misclicked a wire somewhere, because this lever here is permanently in an up position. So normally when you press that arrow key, when I let go, it goes back up. It's basically spring-loaded now, look. So something's giving it an up signal constantly.
Also, let's not mention nearly dying flying the plane back over.
Oh yeah, so yeah, let me tell that story. So at 1 o'clock this morning, me and Pups was flying this thing back to here, and we get about halfway to the Arctic, and we're like, oh, it's a bit nippy. Should we put the heating on? So we put the heating on, we're like, ah, that's nice. And then like another 20 kilometers later, it's getting colder as we're getting towards the Arctic. We're like, wait, why is the heating not keeping us warm? Why is our temperature going down constantly even though the heating's on? We may have forgotten to do something. We may have forgotten to put the Arctic outfit on. Ah, where's the Arctic outfit? Remember, we're sat in the plane and they used to be on the roof here. But I moved them. I moved them to the back. I put them in here. So now we're sat in the cockpit without the Arctic gear on, and it's in the back of the plane and we can't reach it. So we're like, rip, what are we going to do? We're going to die. So I literally had to try and land on an iceberg. Land on an iceberg so we could open the cargo hatch, get the gear, and not die. This is when I discovered that I had that bug with the thrust, because I'm coming into land and I'm backing off and the plane's not slowing down. I'm like, what is going on? So I keep overshooting the iceberg. I go around. All the time the temperature bar is going down and down and down and down like this. We get to about 10%, we're nearly dead, and I discover the bug. I'm like, oh my god, is that why I can't land? So like, hits the brakes. We landed, 5% health, opened the hatch, ran to the back, threw the Arctic gear on, ran to the front, sat in the heat and went, we're alive! And that's basically what happened at 1 a.m. Good times.
Yep.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Slice of beer, welcome back. Josh Bosch, thank you for 3 years. Happy anniversary, sir. Buderick Cole, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome to the Net House. Rock Solid and States KC, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Good morning, Northern Alex. How you doing, sir? 46 months, Harm. Thank you very much. Right, so are we good to fly now? I think we should take off while it's daytime,
Yeah.
right?
The battery's charged.
Is somebody in the Discord server or not?
Nope.
Okay. I'm not bad, Alex. Thank you. Summer, if you can hear me, can you push the cargo hold button inside so we can watch the ramp go up?
Oh, I've got it.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh no,
All right.
he's going.
He's listening. He's stream sniping. There you go. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How nice is that?
Nutter.
Dervo, welcome back. This is like a proper plane with like all the little cars driving away and the hatches closing. It's hilarious. Oh, dude, Like, for some reason, Joseph, for some reason, this plane's battery is not charging, even when the engines are running. I've linked the generators to the battery, but we are getting no battery charge. I don't know why. Honestly, don't know why.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
The door's closed. Cabin secure.
Yep.
What do you mean because of the doors, Noah? Why would that affect anything? You got a waypoint going here. The trim on this is rubbish as well. That's why I want an altitude hold. Like, I took a different path when we went there so we get more discoverables. We landing...
Depends
Back
whether you
at-
want fuel or not.
Well, O'Neill, I think, needed fuel, didn't it? That's the one
yeah.
we drained completely.
Yeah, the other one, Harrison's got like 4k jet fuel in.
Well, where are we going then?
Harrison, it's on the same island as the other one.
Whiteland, I'll show it you when I get in the editor. It says it has engine output on the turbine. Electric output. Wow, it's gone misty.
Yep.
It's gone very misty. For a short taxi today?
Yep. Oh look, it looks exactly like the iceberg we had to make an emergency landing on.
Clear for takeoff. Yeah, Whiteland, I'll show you the generator link. It's weird. I don't know where I need to put the generator then. Somebody flying, thank you for 2 months. Oh, now I'm flying a plane. Now he wants to be dragged down. Now I'm flying a plane. Wait, did I just see somebody fall out there?
No, it's just again.
I saw a body.
Yeah, I got out to turn the heater off.
You're getting cold.
At least we got Arctic gear on this time, Paul.
True. Alright. Harrow.
Sea skilled pilot.
Oh yeah. I need altitude hold though. This thing is just not... Like, the trim is so bad on this. It just doesn't work.
So, hey, I just about heard everything you were saying. I was just finishing off something else and overran by about 20 minutes, but never mind.
Alright.
So, I gather you've been busy and doing insomnia type things.
Yeah, well, the save was completely broken, wasn't it? The battery was dead on the plane, and I didn't have electrical connector on it, so we couldn't charge it back up again.
Lol.
Zero horizon outside. Anthony Felinsky, welcome back. Yeah, so we're more or less hovering level, and that's with a trim of 0.05. But every now and again you'll just suddenly start climbing for no reason, like you hit a thermal or something. So I'm going to take us to O'Neill, because I think that's got no Jet A whatsoever.
Yep.
So I was talking to Pups, Tommy, what we need is, because the only place you can buy Jet A, the only place to buy Jet A on this map is the fuel place that we take a ship to. So every time we want to fly somewhere, if we don't have fuel, in the airbase, we're going to have to go and fly some in via curly toes or ship it in or whatever. So our best bet, I think, is to create an articulated truck and trailer and just have multiple fuel trailer tankers around that we can fill from a ship and then park next to the airport.
Right.
So I'm kind of working on that now. I'm working on an Arctic.
Right, I'm working on a rigid, so I had a bit of a technical problem that you saw in Discord, where I hadn't merged it all together. But when I actually spawned it in, the capacity of it was something like 200,000 litres.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Like, it broke the suspension on the truck when I put the water spawner in it.
Wow.
It literally went bang, and on the chassis went completely hull down, and the springs like popped off the wheels. It was ridiculous.
No, I'm not sure how to get the waypoints information out of the game. I presume there's a sensor for it, but if I make a heading hold, I can probably easily make a waypoint hold. The problem is like turning the plane, because as I've discovered, the way Stormworks flight mechanics work is if you roll the plane, it doesn't actually make it turn very much. If you want to make it turn, you need to actually use the rudder. And so if you want to make an automated turning for a plane, with a helicopter you can use the rotor. With this you have to use the rudder, but it'll look weird having the plane just do this in the air. I kind of want it to bank and roll. I'm not really sure how I'm going to make that work. Are the elevators bugs are just a result of the design of the plane? I don't think they're bugged. I think the trim is not fine-grained enough. Like if I look at the trim down here, it's on 0.05. If I make it 0.06, I start diving quite a lot. Look, 0.05. You see the difference between 0.05 and 6 is probably about 3 or 4 degrees of dive, which is a lot. It's a huge amount. So you can't trim it for level flight properly. This is proper soup.
Yeah.
So does this have the environmental mod change from Jack?
What, the save game?
Yeah.
It still has it, I think, because I can't remove it easily. In order to get rid of that, I think I'll have to edit the save game, like create a new one, give us the money and the research points, and yeah, just basically research everything back.
Okay, is it correct that we have 0, or is that because I don't have all to the workbench?
We have 24 research points and no money at the moment.
Okay. Just checking.
Why do we have no money?
I'm gonna guess that because you spent it all. I don't know, actually.
I haven't.
We
In
didn't-
this save, I haven't done anything.
Did we pay to load all this fuel on the plane?
No.
In
We
that
stole
case,
it.
I don't know why I've got 0 money. I'm pretty certain we had 40, 50k, so maybe something you've spawned in has bankrupted us.
Because I've not spawned anything in. Before we was in the creative save. And then this save I just spawned next to you.
Maybe it was all the solar panels apart on this plane.
Oh, you mean the use of the solar panels?
Somebody, do you know how much power the solar panel generates?
What, have you actually got a calculation for it?
Yep. Basically, it generates 0.00005 watts at peak midday in ideal conditions.
You're better off with a normal block.
Yeah, you literally are, and that's $400 for that panel.
Yeah, and that's per panel, and you've probably got, what is that, 3 by 20?
Rubbish.
That's the money there. There's the money. It's on the roof of this goddamn plane.
Exactly, and I don't get it back. You can't sell your components.
Are you aware that we're climbing at an extortionate rate?
The trim, I'm telling you, like literally, I do nothing to the
It wasn't
trim.
a criticism.
I do nothing to the trim, and it just decides to climb or dive.
I was just being very conscious that we might die soon if you don't notice that we're going up at quite an extortionate rate.
Well, it actually shows the altitude in feet now, so at 2,500 feet ain't that much.
The temperature's coming down.
Why, what is the temperature?
Minus 15. Or temperature's going up, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I can see land. Yeah, basically...
So, fuel truck is the concept of life today. I was trying... Puppies is aware, but I was trying to make a amphibious fuel truck.
Don't make me laugh, Sophie.
The problem we have right now is we have no money to buy fuel.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
nothing.
So I don't know how we're going to even make money.
Well, in theory, the credits for the blocks are still in storage, so we have got a boat, but then if we've got no money to purchase fuel to do a fuel run, then...
I may have to give us a loan.
Can we go to the bank of Dad, please?
Yeah. What if we, like, say, borrow 100 grand, and then when we pay it back 110? That seems fair, right?
Well, could we do 200 and 220?
Fuel?
You just want that island, don't you, in the Arctic?
Well, that's the point. I mean, if we can, you know, make a bit of money, spawn some vehicles, and then have enough to buy the island in the Arctic, then... And while the crude oil is broken, I see it as profiteering from nothing.
How do you think developers will approach major changes
You
such
know,
as
just
different
like in
pipes
a
to the
railway.
drive chassis that will break the mods in the workshop? Are they planning on changing that? But just bring me full circle. Solar panel in this game, don't bother. It is beyond useless. Like, it does nothing. Yeah, Alex, crude oil's been broken since at least February. At least.
So,
No sign of a fix. I wonder if my elevators are supposed to flap around like that.
see, interestingly, they're not flapping as significantly on a frequency that you... Yeah, mine are fairly steady.
Okay, maybe a multiplayer thing.
It's right there, you got a search bar. What more do you need?
I've also
So
noticed that the plane doesn't fly level flight, like externally when you look at it. It's kind of weird. Like if I bring it to almost level flight now on the artificial horizon, which is about now, so we're not gaining or anything. If I look outside, the plane, the wing looks flat and the plane looks like it's diving. It's weird.
Yep.
See, I would disagree entirely, but hey ho. I would say when you were flat, it looked flat. Your nose up, looking at mine at the moment.
Like the whole angle of attack just looks weird. There
I'm
you
just
go.
admiring the 50k roof that you've got fitted on it.
What, that made us bankrupt?
The 50k roof that does absolutely nothing.
It doesn't even charge the battery when it's sat there idle. It's hilarious.
Do you know what would be really amusing? I think I'm going to do a paint block that looks exactly like those and just put those on things because that'd be more efficient than doing that.
Bennett, thank you for gifting sub to spins and
So
wheelies.
did you say, so that's like
Daftman,
a
thank you for
pico
subbing.
watt?
Arnstein, thank you for 2 months. Stormworks can be quite a brain teaser. Oh yes. Mechanic, thank you for 28. JS Fuse, thank you for 14. Sorry, Summer, what do you say?
So is that like a pico watt or 5 picowatts? What? How many zeros was it again?
That would be 5 microwatts.
Yeah, there you go then. So 5 microwatts of power. Wow.
This is
I mean,
beyond ridiculous.
Like, I don't think there's an energy source on this Earth that only produces 5 microwatts of power. Maybe a capacitor on its own in free state that doesn't do anything would generate that much power.
See,
alright,
if
I'm
I
on
want to
track,
turn
but
now,
I
I'll
may
just roll
charge batteries.
like that.
But getting there made us bankrupt.
Oh, there you go. It does actually turn beyond it to a certain limit. I take it back. It doesn't actually make you turn when you're flying at this altitude anyway. At low level, it seems to not do it so much. See, what I want to do is have like a PID that rolls the plane, but it has like a maximum roll.
For putting the Arctic gear
So
in
it
the
goes
cargo bay.
like that. Looks really smooth,
No, it nearly killed us.
like a Boeing autopilot.
Oh,
You think the panels are upside down, bro? Pretty much.
so just for the lols, though, no?
It's not my plane, I didn't plan it.
I don't know, Alex. I think the service ceiling, I've never tried. Perhaps I'll do it when I do a test flight without any precious cargo on board. I don't know. I kind of think that the temperature kills you before the jet engine starts to suffer, if you like. But I've got that altitude in feet. The altitudes are complete
-7,
nonsense
man.
as well.
It's almost like Northern Alex weather. Sorry, Alex.
Kalishnikov, welcome back. WWE, thank you for giving us a sub to JMC. Welcome back, JMC. Precious cargo. Yeah, Pups and Sommy, yeah, ignore the fuel. The reason Bash keeps going flat is because the door hinges require a lot of power to keep the door in place. Which one do you mean, the cargo door or the hinges on the wheels? How do I put a generator on a jet engine then? Because on the turbine section, there's actually a green dot that comes off. Sorry, yellow dot that comes off that says electricity output or something. And I took that to mean that the turbine was generating electricity. Is that not the case? And if that's not the case, how do I generate electricity? Do I have to take a bleed off the engine in order to generate electricity? I have to rotate one of these components and take a bleed somewhere. Put a small generator in there. It generates it for you, Armin. As in, you take an electrical... I'll show you in a minute in the workshop. I take an electrical feed and I put it directly in the battery. And yet the battery, if you look at it... Okay. I'll sit back down because... Yeah, I'll sit down because that doesn't work too well. I wanted to look at the battery level, but it's not going to happen.
The indicated battery level is 0.44.
0.44, so that's come down from 98% to 44%.
Yeah, and it's going down by 0.0001 every second.
Which is just absurd, right? So basically, when this plane is on the ground and all the breakers are turned off, it loses power. And the only way it loses power... Well, it's the hinges on the wheels. It's nothing else.
Well,
Like just holding the steering, holding the undercarriage in position takes power, basically. So it's either not have folding wheels or suffer power loss. So I thought, well, if I put solar panels on the top, it'll counter it, right? No.
so can I ask then, if the main electricity runs out before we get there, will you have no control?
No, it still flies.
What, and you can still control input? You still have fin control and everything?
Yeah.
We made it to the Arctic. It's just starting it back up, it doesn't like.
Taipan, how you doing? Please replace. Thank you for 2 months. Sorry, you've been gone for a while, not been able to catch the stream for a long time, Kalishnikov. Yes, I have not seen your name for a while. Welcome back. Medium turbine and add a small generator power output. Right, so Whiteland, in the workshop, have a look at the turbine section. Look at the electricity, right? And right in the middle, there's a yellow dot. Hover over it and see what that tooltip says. I took that to mean it generates power. No, it doesn't have windmills. I know it says power output, I've never seen it output power. If you've got a test bed, Whiteland, hook it up to a meter and see what it's chucking out. Like, hook it up to a light bulb or something, see if it lights the bulb. If you've got a test bed. Home serve, thank you 61 months. Thank you, mate.
Okay.
Hope you're well in these crazy times. I'll fly at 6,000 feet, not bad, eh?
No.
Can't see a thing.
At least we're not doing this at 2 AM.
Look at that, loads of fuel left. Well, so it seems, Noah, but the tooltip is clearly completely wrong. What I'd like to know, though, Noah, is does that turbine generate any power? And if so, how much? Because if it doesn't generate power, why does it have an electrical connector coming out of it that says it makes electricity? Shywolf, thank you for 39. It goes well, thank you. How am I doing self-isolation, Taipan? I'm not bothered. I would rather be indoors and healthy than venturing outside and getting that stupid illness, quite frankly. So I'm quite happy with the option I have right now, which is stay where you are and don't have a horrible flu. It's not meters. I converted it to feet. Game through 7,000 feet. I can't fly. That is, there's a number of things I can't do right now, but, and a lot of the events that I plan to go to this year are cancelled, but I'm healthy. And I'll take that over anything.
Back.
What big? Right, how far are we off? 29 kilometers. If we can start a very gentle descent, that would be great. Speeds in knots. That's where it's kind of crazy, but I'm running 25 on the throttle, so we're only running 30 RPS. Jet engines are rated to run at 200 maximum, but they will absolutely drink fuel for Britain. It's like right now we're not doing so bad on the fuel. If you look at it, I think I calculated it when you sat idle on the ground. What was that I said last night, Pups, about the idle fuel burn?
Yes.
Okay. I think I said either 8 or 10 litres per minute. But I didn't want to put a number in your head.
I remember us discussing the 8, not the 10.
Okay. It burns about 8 or 10 litres a minute when you're on the ground. Right now you'd have to calculate. You'd have to snapshot the number and see what it's like in 60 seconds and calculate per minute how many litres. But if you basically crank this up, that will start to go whoosh.
Do you know we're plummeting towards the ground?
Yeah, we're 6,000 feet in the air, though, it's fine.
I was going to say we're at quite an angle.
I don't know what the ceiling is. The engine does not produce power from the node. What's the node for then? Tested it up the RPS to 30 and see if the battery's charging. Right, is the battery charging now?
Hang on. still going down.
Negative pointless.
It's going down at exactly the same rate as it was earlier.
Okay. I'll just put a bleed on it and get a generator going in there.
Is there not, I've never done any jet engine stuff. Is there not a section, like a generator section, that you can put in the turbo?
No, what it has is like you can put a thrust on the back, if you like, to take the engine's power and make it into thrust, or you can, there's a little pipe connector that comes off that you can use to, say, turn a rotor or turn a generator or something like that. Or you can do both, which is what I'll do. I'll take a feed off it and put a generator on it. It's just annoying that you have to do that, like, because it's not very clean in my opinion. Oh my god, this is proper IFR. Alright, Ryan. You got this game basically you've played 15 hours. So much time, so much effort, such unfortunate results. Dude, it has a bit of a learning curve, but let's face it, who doesn't like watching things go wrong? It's very slow for a jet aircraft 40. They're kind of crazy slow. I mean, all the numbers are a bit weird for a jet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt signs. If we'd like to put the train chairs in the upright position, we're making our descent into your own yellow bells. Thank you.
You know what? I don't remember puppies bringing the in-flight meal.
Refund! I want a refund!
Is this Ryanair or something?
Pickle sandwich.
Definitely. You're lucky for Ryanair, blimey. Was that first class? Pickle sandwich?
Yeah. Yeah, that was first class.
Yeah, you can get bigger jet engines 40. The problem is they're going to suck more fuel. We can go a lot faster, but we'll burn a lot more fuel.
What does this fuel pump switch do?
Cuts the fuel to the engine and basically shuts the engines off.
So leave it alone.
But it's big and green and shiny and right in front of me.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't be in the cockpit. I should have a sealed door.
Yeah, why do you think real life it happens like that, right?
Yeah, just passengers wander in. What does this button do? Clunk. GFM, thank you for 18 months. NC, thank you for 27. Have you thought of playing in Subnautica?
You need to build an audio
before they change the story.
When you turn it off, you get like a...
No, I'd rather play it on the completed story than under development. I bought it while it was cheap under development, but I want to play it like when it's finished.
That does look pretty cool.
What game are we on about?
The new Subnautica.
Oh, yeah.
is that the Arctic region one, or is there another one that I don't know about?
The Arctic
Yeah,
one.
BZ's beyond zero, below zero or something.
Oh, okay, which is like Stormworks 1.5 rather Subnautica 1.5 rather than the whole new thing, right? It's been a long day, man.
Visit London City approach, yeah. 5-degree glide path. Yeah, it's not quite like a real approach. It kind of works a bit differently in Stormworks.
I hope we can empty all this diesel out.
So where did this diesel come from?
We stole it from the Arctic base.
What, as in the harbour side?
Yeah.
Okay. Just because I didn't know if you guys had found a hack way of getting the fuel out of the hangar. With 2.7% battery left.
Well, this diesel's only needs 2k and it's full.
Lol.
Okay, so what we're going to do with it all? We need to put it in a truck or something.
We can put it in Somi's cube.
Be careful about spawning anything just in case it despawns there.
You want my thing 4, do you?
We're gonna have to put it in there.
I might not be able to spawn it.
Why not?
Okay, I'm
we
going to
have
move the
no
plane
money.
before this thing, because once this thing
That's a
stops,
good point.
I'm in the workbench, don't worry.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're gonna be able to spawn anything. We don't have the money.
Yeah, so to spawn my thing... Oh, hang on. Is that because I've put solar panels on the roof, which are irrelevant? Hang on. So it won't let me spawn it because it's minus 2,400.
oh,
So could you save the game and then edit the save and then load back in, or do we need power from the plane to pump it out?
well, if I stop this plane, we need electricity to start it again. Let me put it that way.
If we put money in the account, I can just spawn my generator truck.
But is there a hose on the plane that allows you to take the fuel out?
No, it's on my It's on my truck, so we'd need your thing and my truck.
Right, okay.
Lawn would come in handy
So
right
whatever
now.
way, we're gonna need below.
There is another airfield to the west, Harrison Air Base.
I don't know how much. Let me see how much.
Do you want to
diesel
jump over there, pups, and see what diesel's in it?
Yeah.
Because we kind of just need to unload the diesel.
So can we all put a bug report in, please, that says the solar panels are a rude word, please fix them?
Yeah. Because I know how much good it'll do. How about we put one in that says the oil's broken in the Arctic?
I did that last stream.
So at Harrison, we need no diesel.
What about Spy Cakes and Draymore?
You're thinking how much? We've only got 4,000 litres left on the plane. You know?
That's plenty.
I'll just teleport round and have a look where it needs diesel.
Single ticker? I didn't know it was already 3 years subscription in total. Well, thank you very much for 3 years, Engel Tinker.
One place that comes to my mind is Coast Guard Outpost TT, but there's no land. Well, there is sort of a landing strip. There's the bit that comes out of the sea.
If it doesn't have lampposts on it, has it got lampposts on it?
No, I don't think so.
We don't own that anyway. It's 150 grand.
No, Coast Guard Outpost TT. The one very southwest. Or south of the oil, the crude oil.
Oh, that bit. Yeah, that's tiny. That's absolutely tiny.
So
That's the only place that I can remember that needs diesel.
so Draymore needs 6k.
Gonna land at Draymore?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an airport.
That's the landing strip at Spy Cakes, yeah?
Yeah.
6k. How much have we got? About 15. Yeah, but hang on. From Spy Cakes, you can bring a boat round.
Well, we could if we had money, yeah.
Yeah, of course. We need money.
Well, might have one in stock. But I may have a boat in stock. I don't know.
Let me just jump to Spy Cakes and
What? This
see.
is not a runway? I'm pretty certain it is.
That is a runway. I'm standing on it.
That is a runway.
I'll take it to Draymore because it's no use here, is it?
So we could also do a 10,000 at Spy Cakes.
Oh, I wonder if I can spawn my pump trucking, because we can pump it there.
Try.
Right, so Paul, you need to fly over here.
Let's go.
Yeah, and to spawn V6 Mark III is -9. Basically, we can do nothing.
Yeah, we need a loan. So the physics are really weird at low levels. At higher levels, like the plane banks properly. At low levels, it's just crazy stuff. Look. Like you bank left and it turns right. It's
I
so
can
weird.
spawn my pump truck.
Must be because you've already got it in game, right?
I don't know.
Well, you've got no capacity on that, have you?
No.
Alright.
How far is it to Spy Cakes?
What, to drive from Draymore?
Yeah.
The other place that does need diesel is the train depot. And we could put all 20,000 litres in there. Because there's only 8 in that tank and it holds 30. So if Paul could do a approach from the north into the train hangar.
Wait, you want me to land at the train hangar?
Well, we'd be able to get rid of all 20,000 litres in one go.
My truck has got 700 metres of rope.
Terminal Spy Cakes train terminal. You want me to land there?
Yeah.
Is it long
you
enough?
Or you can just land on the runway.
I think it's... As long as you touch down, I mean the fog doesn't help, but if you were to touch down after the first signals from the... If you were travelling southbound and you literally plugged it across the points, I think you'd probably stop in time, just. Maybe.
I think you'd probably stop in time, just maybe.
Let me just... I'll do a distance for you, hang on.
Sold!
I mean, I have enough range on my pumps and hoses to get it from the airport as well, if we can't land there.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Wow, that was so weird when you saved it then, it just froze solid.
Yep. I thought it would be a good
Right.
plan though.
So you have a landing space of 150 metres.
Jeez, man. If I get it wrong, I'm in the train terminal.
Well, if you were to aim for the left, you might just about skew between the cliff and the and the hangars of the train
I
terminal.
don't like any of them
I would make a visual approach and see if you think you can do it first before attempting the actual landing.
I am not a professional pilot, Battle Cattle.
I think you could make it. I think there's enough room.
I'm a private
If you
pilot.
touch down at the right point, you won't go into the hangar.
And I don't have a license to land on rail yards. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Let me think of a few things.
Yeah, pitch posh.
Ball of fire. Small ball of fire.
everything.
Huge ball of fire.
I think chat would agree. You've got a YOLO it.
How hard can it be? Make sure I've got enough fuel to get over there. If I turn on the parking brake arm, and I'll probably collapse the nose wheel. I think the forces will just break something.
You know, head, 270, head straight to the west, and then make an approach and turn south with a bad luck.
I'd just like to remind everyone, last time we listened to Sammy, we got stranded in the Arctic.
I would like to point out that was nothing to do with me. I said let's do a test flight.
And then
Didn't say anything about switching the engines off and being stranded there.
Referick, if you want to giggle, you should read my last bits. Oh, I'm sorry, Referick, I did mean to read those. Squirrel, I bought 256 gig of RAM sticks. 256 gigabytes, blimey. But I put them in my NAS, and it isn't allowed since only OEM-compatible RAM is allowed. So should I refund it or build myself an awesome server? Do you have any idea on which I can use 256 gig of RAM? I would refund it, Referee.
Hey, so
You're not gonna get value out of that RAM. I would refund it immediately.
No.
I mean, the thing is, what was you gonna put 256 gig of RAM in anyway?
Yeah, you're right in
I can't think of that many uses of that much RAM, apart from serious server work.
He can hit the truck before he hits the building.
I don't think it's going to mention it. Why do you park it in the hangars?
Personally, I don't think he's looking at it. I don't think he's going to land.
256 gig of super fast cache. Oh, okay.
Well,
Can't you refund it and get OEM compatible version? I mean, is it gonna, like, surely the network's the bottleneck on your NAS anyway, not file access. I don't know what NAS you've got. I don't play Minecraft.
Oh, Sammy, have you seen how it can just about go in and out of a train thing?
Alright, I'm 4.5 k's out from the train track.
Nice.
I'll be following the train track around and landing into the terminal.
Good. I don't think you'll be landing here to be.
Sounds like a plan. I like your thinking, Paul. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
The price of the 4 64 gig sticks is the same as one 32 gigs OEM. Oh, that's harsh, man. That's harsh.
You could just left that where it was, Sammy.
No, I was just thinking that hopefully if Paul can get his plane anywhere closer than this, it can go just straight in.
Yeah, this is here as well if you go.
Don't tell him about the uneven surface.
Oh, what? You mean the lumps where the runway is?
I think Paul's clocked enough hours in flight sims in real life that he should be able to handle this.
Listen to this nonsense.
I still
Nonsense! Nonsense! I'll have you aware this is not nonsense. There is thought, planning and strategicness.
Oh,
Yeah, this ain't. I severely doubt this is gonna work.
I would move out the way, pup, seriously, or get that creation out of here, because if they collide, it's going to be, yeah. If he makes it, I don't think he wants to have it ruined because it's crashed into something.
It would actually be a lot easier if I didn't have this.
Me if this goes horribly wrong.
If I didn't have this bug with the thrust, it'd be a lot easier. Where the heck is it?
He's not visual yet.
What was that?
Can you see on the left the thrust lever? I'm having to dance with the thrust lever. I can't keep a constant speed. I have to literally dance with it.
Oh, visual.
Oh! Yeah, he's not. This ain't gonna work!
Oh, oh, down, down, down. That looks so scary.
Nah. I think you've seriously misunderestimated how big that place is compared to this plane. There's just no way that's going in there.
I was like taking deep breaths, just trying to make me back out. Like it was genuinely quite intimidating. Wow. Right, so you need to land at Draymore and then save it, change the save game, load in, and we'll get things spawned in.
You getting on, so mate?
Fine. Full
I can do.
IFR
I was
now.
just gonna fast travel, but yeah, I can do.
That would have been so much easier if I can control my speed coming in.
It looked like you were gonna make it for a second, and then it was like, yeah, no, that's not
like
there
it was ever gonna make it.
Oh no, it did until he hit the hill where you were on and like bounced. It was like, oh, maybe that could have worked. Have we not actually fitted any lights to this thing, Puffs?
Not yet, no. We was doing this at 1 AM.
Jeez, would it come to put some lights on the runway?
There are lights on the runway, but they're just very, very, very dull.
In hindsight, Sammy, I should have retrofitted some lights. Do you want to turn the hangar light on?
Oh, yeah.
There's a plane!
Well, that went quite well.
Okay.
As if there's three of us standing in the corner over here.
That is Throne, Whiteland, and Jack. Paul, your nose wheel's collapsed.
I'm not surprised. The battery will be dead, so the wheel will collapse now.
You need a battery top up quick.
Yep.
I'm on my
The
one.
battery is basically dead.
Yeah, I think it says 0.2.
Yeah, which is probably not enough to keep that. You know what the batteries are like in this? I like the old batteries that just decay really slowly.